It's one that they do often. It is a pretty funny one.
Are you sure?
It is, yeah. They do it all the time. Questions only, where they only have to talk in questions. And then they always, oh, did you just do it to me?
Do you really believe that?
I hate you. I hate you so
Why?
much. I'm putting it in B.
How could you?
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Joystick Show, the only podcast where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Bobby Rosario. That is Dylan Diaz, my best friend and co-host.
And
fucking swagged out.
Improvisier.
For sure, but real quick, I mean, what is going on here,
I don't know. I feel like I look like the guy who's trying to be the cool boss, but also I look like I'm about to fire you right now.
You look like a painting in a dentist's office.
Thank you for coming in. You please sit down.
I like it. You look like an abstract painting in a dentist's office.
Like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's when I see that, this is kind of for me, but my dentist's
like
office.
The shirt?
The shirt, yeah. It's very like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
I mean, it's almost like it's like Native American kind of.
I was gonna say Arizonian.
Yeah.
So that's probably around the same.
Like,
anyway,
like
Dylan swagged out.
Yes.
Dylan coming from work. Shout outs.
Mm-hmm.
Me not so much, but you know.
Representing.
I did do work today, so cool.
Brooklyn, Manhattan.
You know,
we're
boom.
doing it.
Not our actual boroughs,
No,
but
not
whatever. At all. We're gonna be talking about some cool stuff today. We're gonna be talking about
nonsense.
We're gonna be talking about some of this. Wait, let me actually. Some of this, some of that, some of this, maybe that. There might not have even been a fourth, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, we are going to be talking about some things. We got some organized stuff. We got some topics we want to talk about.
Correct.
But real quick, throw us a like, throw us a subscribe.
You know what to do, guys.
Think about it.
Yep.
Support the boys. It's a new shade of blue, but it's still the same news.
It's still the same shit.
So, it's going to be a good time. And also, leave a comment if you're liking the new blue.
Yeah.
And if you hate it, let us know. We'll go right back to teal. Right back. Cool? Right off the bat, I just want to say, what I did today.
Okay.
Because I could get this done in, a minute, maybe 2
right.
minutes. But the reality of the situation is I didn't do anything substantial today.
Okay.
But I did a lot. You see, when the holidays came around, I didn't expect to do this. But since I was on a vacation and I was around a lot more food and there was a lot more festivities with hanging out and blah, 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 I just got really lazy. I got really off track with my working out, really off track with my calorie counting and things like that.
I mean, calorie counting during the holidays is
even
nonsense.
Joystick work, my computer got super filled up with space and I had to buy an SSD and I still haven't even fully replaced it yet, but I finally got all the parts that I need to do that. But today... Or rather, it was more like last night, I told myself, I was like, nope, we're going to fix this. And today I was like, it's productivity time. So I just got task after task after task done. So I was able to clean my entire room, clean up the desk. I was able to get a workout in. I was able to do full maintenance care stuff, which was nice to be able to do. I was able to set up the podcast, but the most important thing that I wanted to talk about was I was finally able to stream. I was able to get my first stream out for the year pretty early, I'd like to say. It's not too bad.
Nice.
And I got my first 2 platinums out of 30. So they're already done. 28 more to go. So I just wanted to share that.
Fresh.
And if you want to stick around, check out some of the vibes, check out twitch.tv/Hyde is here because I'm Hyde and he's there. So...
He's you.
It's a vibe.
You're here.
Mm-hmm. Or
why? Who's up?
I don't know, man.
He's in your room? Is that what you meant?
That's where I stream.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's where Hyde streams.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's it's Jekyll, Hyde.
It's kind of. I don't know. I'm getting Bat Cave.
Yeah.
Bat helipad vibes.
Maybe I should stream in a mask. I think that's what it is. You
should just be Batman.
Yeah,
honestly.
but a top mask, so you still know it's me, but it's just like a Robin mask.
No, I want the masquerade swinger mask.
Oh, got you,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yep, with the feathers and all that. I feel it. Yeah. All right. What have you been up to, pal?
Nothing. I mean, working. But
you did something, and you're gonna talk about.
But I am gonna talk about an adventure I had yesterday because it is important. It reflects on my life a lot. So I'm going to leave this place unnamed.
Okay.
But me and my girlfriend went to a comedy club last night. A place which describes itself as the only comedy club in Brooklyn. It is not.
Yeah.
It is not. And in fact, when you're a comedy club owned by hipsters that opened up a few years ago, I don't think you can call
It's
yourself
a bold
that.
claim.
It's
yeah.
a pretty bold claim. That's like being like, oh, we're the first burger joint, and it's like there's a place by near us that's like the oldest like restaurant in like Queens or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like a place that's done like you know what I mean? And it's like, no, you can look in the record and see like, no, that actually was there mad long ago. But no, right? But I would just like to say right off the bat that it was a good show, right?
Okay.
Funny comedians. I giggled, I laughed.
How many comedians, if you remember?
There was a host and then 5 to 6.
Okay.
So it was a pretty good set. Some people were actual comedians, like touring. They were on Comedy Central. And actually, the host guy was pretty funny. He kind of reminded me of like Jason Sudeikis a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, like a Polish Jason Sudeikis. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
I can see it.
yeah,
I can visualize it.
yeah, good. So we go to this place. It's like very intimate, but it's like a good. It's actually not that bad of a size, you know. It's like in a renovated church essentially.
Okay.
But it's a good like 30, 40 seats, you know? But it's like tight together. You know what I mean? And man, I could probably do better than half of these comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah. The final act, which I'm going to go right to because I'm going to tell the shit out of order, Quentin Tarantino style.
Okay.
The final act was 2 guys named Greg and Dave.
Okay.
So I was very confused when there was the last comedian.
And they perform at the same time?
Yes. One has a mic and talks very low. One doesn't have a mic and screams.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the...
So it's like 2 brothers from Staten Island, good cop, bad cop.
Okay.
One looks like, what's his name? Chug, like the guy who reviews the food.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, yeah.
Yeah.
One guy looks like that mixed, like, but also like a caveman.
Okay.
And then the other guy kind of just looks like your typical union guy.
All right.
And they're wearing Timbs and Champion hoodies. And they're just like, we're from an island. It's the second worst island. Staten Island, right? Yeah, the one guy was Staten Island. It's like dumbest get up ever. Fucking killed it.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah.
It's
It's like the
dumb
dumbest shit.
like that.
Yeah. And this guy is just like he's just riffing too, and he's riffing well. Like the guy is like whispering, like he's just like doing little riffs here and there. The woman comedians were practicing. I'll put it that way. There was a girl who was doing crowd work and was like, you guys aren't giving me nothing. And it was like, you asked a shitty question. That's why you didn't get anything.
Fair.
One woman was like a really like interesting character where she was like Eastern European, but also Republican, but also into rap music.
Huh.
And I was like, how is any of this
That's
relevant?
a lot of...
You kind of just threw that at us.
Yeah.
There was one comedian, imagine Pete Davidson, but he's black and has an afro.
Okay.
And this guy, he opened with his goal, his New Year's resolution was to get a finger in his ass. And that was that was the only bit he had.
All right.
And it was fucking great because it was like, his bit was that. And he's like, you know, and it's like, his friend was like, oh, why don't you just like have a girl fucking do it? And he's like, you can't be anyone.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be someone
special.
yeah, exactly. And it was like that. Overall, I feel like if I went up there, we can go there, Bobby.
Yeah.
And I feel like they'd give us a night. I don't know if they give us Friday, but
you think we do well? I think we got
because each comedian only gets like 8 minutes, right? So it's
only 8.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'll take 8.
Yeah,
I've seen shows where you get like 4.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I got shit to say.
Yeah, and I feel like it would maybe more like 6 because like the host would come down and get off, and it was like the whole rerousal thing. But whenever it was like a bad comedian, the one after was like fucking solid. It's it was like if the bad one came off, you were like, this one's been on Comedy Central, and it's like I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna be good. That guy was solid, right?
This guy's got a resume.
But overall, I want to definitely see more comedy in 2024.
Yeah,
I think it's very
too.
fun. It's good to support local comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I want to open I think that me and you should open up
our own comedy club.
We comedy club, secret pool hall and bar in the basement.
Dude, this is like we'll talk about this.
Okay.
This might be a venture for 40-year-old Bobby and Dylan.
Yeah.
If we're still relevant, but we'll see. I like
even
it.
Even if we're not relevant,
Bro,
that's our path.
I'm here.
That's our path back.
I'm down. I like it. I'm here for it.
Because there's a lot of comedians that'll perform for nothing, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So come on.
And I feel like we're chill enough to give people, the
down.
Yep. You've got the business side. I've got the creative side. We'll make it work. What's it called? It's called Joke Station. God, we shouldn't have a comedy club. We should not have.
I feel like we go like we're like super underground with it.
Yeah.
It almost has like an underground hip hop or like rave feel where it's like you have a sign up list, you get like the link a week in advance.
It's just called like the Den.
Yeah, it's yeah. Like,
live from the Den.
The crib, something like that.
Like
you pull up, it's just like a black sign.
The Brib.
There's just the guy in a suit like here and like
vibe.
Are you here?
I like it.
You show them your ID, they're like.
Also, shout outs to I didn't watch it, but Dave Chappelle just recently released a brand new special on Netflix. I'm very excited to watch it. I've heard from a couple of different sources that he speaks again on the transphobic issues. I saw a lot of, how people are. They're divided. So people are like, he's the greatest. This is why he's the GOAT. And there's people like, he's just become a hateful old man. So I don't know wherever you stand.
I thought I had opinions on it, but I don't.
To give you credit, like I'll watch it. And if I don't agree, I'll tell you. Yeah. But I've agreed with everything else he said, not in terms of that, but in terms of like his comedy takes, which is, let's be for real here. It's a comedian, right? That's part of the whole spiel. Yeah. But anyway, shout outs because I do definitely want to watch that. I wanted to watch it before this episode, but I didn't get the chance to. I only saw bits and pieces. But on the vein of comedy, because that's where we're keeping it today.
Comedy. I like comedy.
It's been a while since you and I did a solo, one of these one-to-ones.
Very true, very true.
If I'm not crazy, I think the last time you and I did a one-on-one podcast might have actually been when we did the co-host game.
Oh.
And that's a long time ago.
Really? Jerry's really been coming in the clutch.
I think, hold on, I'm actually curious. I want to check.
I feel like there was one before that.
There might have been. Let's see. Thank God we actually do the thumbnail thing where we split it down the middle. Well, to be fair, when do you think, time-wise, the last one was?
4 months?
It was exactly 4 months ago. And it was when we did edibles.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
And then the co-host game was 6 months ago. But also, shout out to Jerry and Joey coming in the clutch, showing up at episodes. But it's been a while since you and me did a little solo one. And we actually talked about it a while back. The next time we did a solo episode, we talk about something that was near and dear to both of us. Mm-hmm. That means a lot to both of us. That has not only inspired the both of us, but has also thoroughly entertained us for many, many years. And was actually something we kind of first bonded over as friends alongside like stand-up comedy. And that was improv comedy, more specifically, Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes, which before I met you, it wasn't, not that I wasn't into it, but I overlooked it a little bit, to say the least.
So you got to keep in mind, when I was like, 11 years old, we got DirecTV for the first time. Yeah. Which was important because it was the first time in my life we got DVR, where you could record television shows and series in full, right? So
hell fucking yeah.
You'd expect an 11-year-old
kids don't know nowadays.
No,
honestly,
yeah,
they really don't know. I had to record this shit and then come back to it at a random time in my living room.
You'd expect an 11-year-old to record like cartoons and shit, but the only two series that I had recorded were Comedy Central Presents and Whose Line Is It Anyway? And oddly enough, both of those shows had a really weird habit of running at odd times, like in the middle of the night or like while I was in school in the daytime.
Oh, yeah, 11 a.m.
So they would just pile up, and then my whole like childhood from like 11 to 13 was like finish school, get your post-school lunch or snack, do homework, and then just watch all the DVR Whose Line episodes and Comedy Central episodes.
That's such a vibe, honestly.
And you'd have like 5 or 6. So it was such a vibe, and you'd save the best ones or whatever. Mm-hmm. But Whose Line was a super, super inspirational show for me, not just in like being a show and like how theatrical it was, but also as a comedian and more specifics. And I know it's something that you and I have definitely bonded over in the past.
It's witty, it's fun.
So I wanted to just have like a little,
It's a beautiful combo.
have a little like Who's Line kind of discussion / episode where we just talk about all the great things Who's Line.
Okay. What do we start with? That's what I'm really.
That's what I'm trying to piece together, and I
forward here.
think the first thing we start with is highlights. I just want to talk about some of your favorite moments from the show, some of my favorite moments. Also, I think it's important to specify that the show did go through like a hiatus period before it came back on the CW with the new host Aisha Tyler.
Yeah, a pretty big gap.
Didn't really watch much of that one, so we're talking specifically about the original.
More of the
Who's
OG,
Line.
but
and not the English Who's Line, but the American Who's Line. So just to be specific,
not the British,
not the UK.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I feel like if I'm being real, the best Who's Line moments are when they fuck up, right?
Yes. The bloopers, definitely. I would say any moment where the most important person, Drew, gets involved.
Absolutely.
Like whenever anyone gets behind the desk, runs into the desk, anytime the producer gets involved, 10 out of 10 moment. Anything with the audience, insane.
Personal favorite is when Ryan Stiles goes head first into the light on Drew Carey's desk and breaks it and stays in character the entire time. Incredible. There's this one episode where Drew Carey comes in and his whole gimmick is that instead of talking, he's going to use a tape recorder to dish out points. So like 100 points. And then in between the taping of the shows where there's a break, Drew goes to use the bathroom and Wayne runs up to the desk and grabs a tape recorder and just goes, my ass, my ass, my ass. So they play like a whole game and Drew's like, you know what, Ryan? My ass. And he's like, what the fuck? And it's like a whole inside joke with like the audience and Wayne. Man, I'm trying to think of like more like
I mean, tons of guest appearances. I feel like that's super underrated.
A lot of slept on ones.
Yeah.
Robin Williams, Stephen Colbert. What's this guy's name? The fitness guy.
Oh
my
yeah,
God,
yeah. Richard Simmons,
yes. One of the funniest episodes right there. God, that man is full of charisma.
Pep, Bobby.
Charisma and pep.
You don't know it, Bob.
Was that the one who people theorized he was being held at gunpoint by his like maids for a while?
Yes, for like 3 years, yeah.
I remember that one. But also, to jump more into the specifics, I have something fun for us here. Something we could dive right into.
Okay.
And that is our first tier list of the year, boyo. We are hitting up the Who's Line Games tier list.
This is crazy.
So as you can see,
this is insane, Bobby. This is actually nuts.
Actually, on some pro level shit, I'm gonna open a secondary tab on my laptop so that I can read shit. You like this? We learned this year, and I forgot to copy it. So we're not learning yet.
Okay.
But yeah, as you can see, there's 5 tiers, and we are going to be going through just about all the games, especially the ones that we remember the most, and ranking them where we find it fit accordingly.
Okay.
So in S, we have the best of the best. A is the favorites. B is the good, but engages secondhand embarrassment. C is forgettable but good. And then D is tedious.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's start off with number 1, film dub. This one's one of the rarer ones. You don't usually see it as often.
Yeah.
I'll say this. They're usually good.
So is that C then?
It's not a highlight of the show.
I feel like I don't have any like moments where I'm like, oh shit, this was so
I think
good.
it is C because that explains it perfectly, right? It's not even that it's forgettable. It's that they barely ever did it. It was a very, very rare game for them to do. So I think that's a good one. How about film, TV, and theater styles? This is up there.
Okay.
If you remember correctly, this is the one where Colin plays the director.
Yeah. This is fucking.
And just tells everybody that they're crap.
This is honestly.
This is SRA.
Oh really?
I think so.
Okay.
What would you put it?
No. Okay. So like I was originally thinking B, but now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like a lot of them are gonna fall into B. You know what I mean?
True.
Maybe this is A, because this is like anytime he got cut,
yeah,
and then it ends, you're like, oh shit, he's gonna make them do something stupid,
and they nail it every time. So I think this is definitely a favorite for me.
Put A for now.
Greatest hits, come on.
S.
It's an S tier.
S tier. Anything that they brought back onto Drew Carey's improvisational.
Yep.
Anything that they do in like a live
injection, what? Fucking but no, like I think one of the funniest things about Greatest Hits is the fact that it's a 4-person bit. Like you have Wayne and then the secondary guest who comes in and does the like the singing portion. But Ryan and Colin always do it way better with just the fake infomercial hosts. Like they're way funnier every single time. So I think that's super fair. Hats, super rare one. This is it's not bad. Like they're usually funny, but you rarely ever see this one. I'm pretty sure the idea with this one is they have to get in front of the camera and they have like an assortment of random hats that they can put on, and then they have to do some sort of like prompt using the hat. Like the one I can remember off the bat is like dating profiles, like the ones where you like film yourself. Yeah. So they'd have to like wear the stupid hat and make up one. But honestly, this is a really, really forgettable segment.
Can we do D for this?
I don't know if it's a D because it's not a bad segment.
I have no memory.
I'll put it in D just because like it's way more forgettable than filmed up.
Yeah, and then if we want, we can order them later. But I feel like we don't need to do that.
Yeah, no. Helping Hands.
B.
Yeah. I'll put it in B.
Solid B. It's funny.
Lots
right?
of secondhand embarrassment.
It's funny. It's very funny.
It is. We've got, what is this one called? Hollywood Director. Isn't that the exact same thing as Film, TV, and Theater Styles? Or maybe we got them mixed up. Oh, wait. We did get them mixed up.
What's Film, TV, and Theater Styles?
Hold on. Let's fix this up real quick.
Okay.
Director's this one. Film, TV, and Theater Styles is one where Drew gets suggestions from the audience, and then they act out a scene and they switch it up in between. He buzzes it and then changes it. So it's a very similar style, but Colin isn't in control. And for that reason, this is definitely at most a B, right?
Yeah, move it down.
B, maybe even for okay.
We'll leave it B for now. We'll move it.
Hoedown. Hoedown should be S just because of how much Ryan hates it. You know what I mean? Like, it's at least a favorite.
This is really hard.
It's at least a favorite.
For the novelty, it should be S.
And you have to keep in mind, they hate it. But that's what makes it even funnier, you know? Like, they never want to do it. It truly is a punishment
put
to
it
do
A.
a hoedown.
Put it A for now. We might have to put it S if there's not enough S's.
Fair. All right, we got If You Know What I Mean. This is another really rare one. This is similar to like questions where you have to just talk in questions and stuff like that, but everything you say has to be an innuendo, you know? And you finish it with, if you catch my drift, if you know what I'm feeling, you know, stuff like that. This is at most forgettable but good. Could be tedious even, but... And for the record, if we're putting things in tedious, I don't think tedious would be the word. I just don't think it's like... It's just not memorable, really.
Yeah.
You know? Like maybe just straight up forgettable. So in my opinion, I'd put this in forgettable.
Okay. I'm down for it for now.
Just to be honest. Here's an interesting one.
Improbable Mission.
I
think I remember. This is like
yes.
They're all given roles.
This is the one where Ryan and Colin are super spies and have to act out an improbable mission, and every single conundrum that they get into, they have to solve via the help of an audience member who's supplying sound effects for them. Yes. So if they make like a squeak, they have to make up something on the fly with what they're actually doing for it. This is a very good segment.
I like this a lot. Honestly, this is good. I don't hate this one.
I'd be down to put it in a B.
Okay.
I think that's super fair.
It's funny.
Yeah. Infomercial. Personal favorite of mine, but I don't think it's like an S tier. Might not even be an A tier, but I think at least a B.
B, and then we might have to move it up to A because this is also a very one that I like a lot.
What is that one? Is this an action replay?
Yeah.
I don't remember this one that much. I think this is like one where they like control time, where they like rewind or something like that.
Yeah. They did this one in Improvisational too.
And they barely did it. So I would have to put this in D because I don't even remember it, and I watched this show very thoroughly.
Yes.
So that's where I'm putting it.
Okay, this is actually going to be one of the most controversial ones.
What's your take on it? Oh, hi-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di.
Because it's less chaotic than the hoedown.
It is.
But it's good?
I think it's better than the hoedown.
Okay.
I don't know if it's an S.
But put it A?
But it's better than the hoedown.
Okay.
It is A. Because the idea is not only do they like doing it, But the benefit of doing the Irish drinking song is the hoedown, you have to do your entire verse. So you have to think about it on the fly. The Irish drinking song is line for line. So you have to go off whatever the last fucking person said.
My God. Honestly,
which leads to some fucking incredible moments.
Meow.
Meow. Yeah. Oh, my God. Let's make a date.
Holy shit. This is like iconic for me. This is
this is the best of the best for me.
This is so iconic. Like any funny moment I think of this.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I think an important thing to note, this might be a trend going forward in the list. I think it's fair to say that a lot of the 4-man games are going to be S tiers because whenever they're all involved, it tends to be a much more enjoyable experience. But I really, really like Let's Make a Date, not only for the comedic aspect, but because the person who's guessing actually is kind of playing a game.
It's not like it doesn't actually matter.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, this is an actual game with stakes.
Yeah. So for
S?
that, this is an S for me. An easy S. Yeah. All right. What's that one?
Living scenery.
Living scenery. This is the one where, a cast member is basically a prop. They use them as like a jet ski or a moped. It's had really funny moments in the past.
B or C?
I don't even think it's B. I think this is C.
Because it fits B. Because there's a lot.
I think it's more a C because it's kind of forgettable. It was one of those rarer ones, but you'd see it every now and then. That being said, the episode with Richard Simmons has a fucking hilarious version of that game. What is this? Moving people? I'm gonna guess that's pretty much the exact same thing as.
But.
Yeah. Yeah. I think in Moving People, that's just like the one where Ryan kind of just like moves people around and they don't even talk in the scene,
Mm-hmm.
But for what it's worth, it's kind of forgettable, but decent. Multiple personalities. This one doesn't ring a bell for me. I don't really remember this one. I think I'm just going to have to put this one in D.
Do we have to look it up?
We'll look it up after, but
Okay.
I don't really remember that one. Newsflash! I love this one. I love this one.
This one is one of the most idiotic ones.
Similarly to Let's Make a Date, there is an aspect where Colin has to guess because he's on a green screen. He doesn't know what's actually being displayed behind him. That's for the commentators to actually say, like, report from the news desk, essentially. So I like that aspect of it. I think it's a B. I think that's fair, right?
It's fucking hysterical. To see Colin
yeah.
Sometimes he'll throw in like a wind effect.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Wait, what?
He's like, oh, it's blowing me tremendously. I think one of my personal favorites is when he's like talking about a scene of mass horror and it's just clips of Colin behind him, just like from the show. They do another one with Ryan clips and Ryan is like on the news desk and he's like, oh, Colin, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. B or A? Your call.
B.
Okay.
We might have to move a couple of the B ones to A, but we'll see. Like infomercial might have to go up to A.
Number of words is pretty forgettable in my opinion. It's just you get a specific number and you have to stick to every like sentence.
However, Jeff
number.
Davis is in the photo.
That does give it
so consider
points,
that.
but I'm still gonna put it in D. Party quirks. Party quirks is very similar to Let's Make a Date, but I feel like it's not the exact same. You know what I mean?
It's not as good as all.
Like, yeah, I think that's what it is. Like, it's just not as entertaining for me. But I think it's, a favorite, maybe? Is this the first 4-person that's not a favorite? What do you think?
I don't know, because it's...
I'll put it low favorite.
Yeah, because it's not as good as Let's Make a Date.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Press conference. This one's forgettable but good, I think.
No memorable moments, I don't think.
You want to put it in tedious?
We can move it in C for now. We might have to move it down though.
All right. Props, classic.
Props is really funny.
Yeah.
Props is really solid.
At least the favorite.
It goes really fast too. I feel like that's also really important. Some of these like C and D, they just drag along.
Yeah.
It's like a 4 or 5 minute like bit. Whereas like props, it's just 2 minutes of boom, joke.
Is this an S tier?
A.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
A, we might move it to S because I see some S's coming up in a few.
The alphabet game, I like this one, but it's not like one of the heavier ones. I think if anything, it's forgettable but good.
It's like a kid's game, you know what I mean? Like
it's like everything they say has to be with the next letter,
Yeah.
but it makes for some decent moments. Questions only, I think, is better than forgettable but good. I think it's good, but engages secondhand embarrassment. It's one that they do often. It is a pretty funny one.
Are you sure?
It is, yeah. They do it all the time. Questions only, where they only have to talk in questions. And then they always, oh, did you just do it to me?
Do you really believe that?
I hate you. I hate you so
Why?
much. I'm putting it in B.
How could you?
We're speedrunning this now. You're the worst, bro.
Huh?
I don't remember quick change. I don't remember what this one is.
What's that?
Okay. I don't remember what this one is, to be honest. I'm down to put it in D until we can further clarify.
Okay.
All right. What does it say?
Scene to rap.
Oh, this one is forgettable but good because none of these guys can rap with the exception of Wayne Brady.
Oh yeah. That's why it really held itself down. You know.
So it comes with some great prop.
Yeah.
Is that Scenes from a Hat?
Is that
the best game?
That's
on
just
Whose
S.
Line? Is it anyway?
It's just S. Once again, I'll talk about it again. It's pacing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's really just solid all
It's
the
the
way
best
around.
game on Whose Line Is It Anyway. It's always been my favorite.
100%.
It is the best.
100%.
Easily.
Yeah.
Show-stopping number. Show-stopping number's funny.
It's like a novelty one.
It's like they act out a scene, and then whenever Drew buzzes, whatever the last scene, the line they said, they have to go into a show-stopping number. Like, my grandma just died, like that.
Yeah. It's goofy. It's fun.
B or C. Maybe forgettable but good.
C. I like it. It's funny.
What does that say?
Sit, stand, lie.
I don't fucking know what that is. That's going to D immediately.
Red light, green light, guys.
Song titles? What was this one again? Oh, I think this is just the one where he gets like a suggestion from the audience and then they sing a song.
And then what's song styles? That's the next one. That's different, right?
Fuck.
Song styles, doesn't he sing to an audience member?
Yeah, he does. That one's better.
Yeah.
That one's like a B.
So C for song titles, B for...
Yep. I'm fine with that. Sound effects, I think is a B. It's a good one.
Okay.
Has good moments. I'll say that for sure. What is that?
Sportscasters.
Sportscasters?
This one's rare.
What's this one? I don't remember this one.
This one's rare.
D?
I think it's just like infomercial, but they're sportscasting. No?
Yeah, it might be. Maybe like film dub, something like that. What is this? Award show? I remember award show. It's really rare. It's
we're kind of getting into like the dirty depths.
We
right
are,
now.
but there's some that we haven't even seen yet that I'm actually curious about. Let's see. Is that superheroes?
Mm-hmm.
Superheroes I like. Superhero brings out some great moments. Definitely a B.
We might have to move a couple of B's to A, but we'll see what happens. Like Newsflash might have to go up to A,
Yeah.
We'll see.
Themed restaurant, barely remember it.
C? I don't know. Like, this is weird. Maybe D. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's D. They never did it that much. What does that say?
Title sequence.
I don't remember title sequence. That's going right there. Wow, a lot of these I don't remember. What is that? Is that the one I've been waiting for?
Weird newscasters.
S tier, baby. S tier. The amount of jokes I stole from this fucking segment alone, man. Anytime Colin would go up and say, "Hello, I'm your news host, Arthur. Any more donuts?" That shit would fucking kill me.
And that's
bro.
like your humor too.
Absolutely. The actual Whose Line game. Did you know that there's
there's a
game?
Whose Line game.
Yeah, it is pretty good. There's pre-written lines and they have to fit them into the segment. I would say it is forgettable but good, which is kind of hilarious considering it's is
named after
the show.
Also, maybe I feel like sportscasters might be good, and we put it in D because we don't know what it is. But we might have to look into that.
Okay.
Because I feel like that might be a good one. We just don't know what it is.
World's Worst, forgettable but good.
Okay, I agree.
Not that amazing. Here's an interesting one. Bartender. So Bartender,
I feel like I remember this.
they rarely ever did, but it's always incredible. They usually did it with like Chip Eston or like Brad Sherwood, but the whole spiel is like the coming in cast member for the week would be like the bartender, and the other three cast members would go in and tell them what was going on in their lives.
Oh my god!
And he would have to make up a song in different musical styles for what was going on in their lives to like console them. But I just remember it being good. I feel like this is a B, at least.
At least, maybe A. I don't know.
What's this? change letter.
What?
Bro, I'm going to just tell you straight up. These last ones that I'm looking at right now, all of them, with the exception of the last two, I think are D's.
Yeah.
So can I just throw them all into D?
Daytime talk show?
Don't even fucking know, bro.
I feel like that was probably good. It was just they probably only did it a few times.
And that's an older episode. That's like season 1.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just going to throw these here. Although Dead Bodies has some funny moments, I'll put it in C. Just to be a little clearer. Now, these last two.
Film noir is good.
Film noir is fucking hilarious. Film noir is great. I think this is at least a B or at most a B. I'd put it in C if you want. What you thinking?
Film noir?
Yeah.
B.
B?
Definitely.
Easy B. And then last but not least, Three-Headed Broadway Star. One of the funniest fucking games on Whose Line.
Drew fucked this up all the time.
All the time. This might be an A for me.
A. I feel like we do A and then we move Newsflash to A.
So real quick, now that we have the list done, I don't really give a shit about D or C, but let's take a look at A and see if we can go to S and from B to go to A. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So from A to S, the only thing that I would be tempted to do would be
Hollywood director would be the only one that would like it would like,
Hollywood director or props.
I can move props.
Props?
I like the pacing of props is really, really good.
Yeah, I think so. And then the rest is fair. Do you think
Yeah.
Irish and Hoedown are both A's?
Yeah.
Okay. And then last but not least, do any B's go into A?
Maybe Newsflash.
Yeah, that's fair. Where's Newsflash? Where do we put that?
Right there. You were just right over it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And then, yeah, I think that's fair.
Improbable Mission's really funny. Where's Superheroes?
Superheroes, we put it in B.
Oh, okay, fits there.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially like, you know, a lot of like the acting ones and stuff like that.
So I think we nailed it. I think that's it.
Very solid, guys. Very solid.
There's the Whose Line game tier list. Boom. First tier list of the year done. Feels good. I should also specify that we're going to be doing a number of tier lists on the channel this year. And I say the channel because some of them will be like this, kind of just freehand on the Joystick show. But we also have plans to do some bigger, cooler ones.
Some unique.
Some more
creativity.
Immersive ones that we hope to get out to you guys soon. So stay tuned for those because they'll be their own videos.
They will be.
Last but not least, just to wrap it up real quick,
Mm-hmm.
who's your favorite cast member?
Oh, that's really, 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 really difficult. But if I had to choose, I would say the most. I'll break it down like this. You ready? I
already know what you're gonna say.
I have a really good answer for this.
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yeah.
I think that the most talented person is Wayne Brady.
Absolutely.
Most talented.
Absolutely.
When it was on Broadway, can sing his pipes.
Uh-huh.
The funniest person, Colin Mockery. That man will make me giggle harder than anyone else.
Absolutely.
My favorite cast member is Ryan Stiles.
Man, I'm just trying to find it because I had a legit list that I had made.
Oh, okay. Because we can go into like the other like once in a while cast members as well, the ones that always changed.
So real quick, just to say, your what you just said is absolutely fantastic.
So
I just think
I will go with
out
Ryan.
of the original cast members, Wayne Brady is undoubtedly the most talented. Colin is easily the funniest, even when he's like fucking up.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ryan is the most composed. He's like the best straight man you could ask for.
Yeah.
And Drew Carey.
And sometimes he loses it though.
And Drew Carey
great.
is the most slept on component of Whose Line Is It Anyway. It's
Drew
so
is the
easy just to
backbone.
forget that he's the host.
Drew's
but
the backbone.
He's a very crucial part of Whose Line Is It Anyway.
He's the host.
Yeah, for sure. So, not to mention there's that whole aspect of just like the inside jokes with him and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, that's major, you know? The other thing I was going to say is you mentioned the recurring members, right?
Yeah.
So I was just going to say that when I was younger, I was really drawn to people like Chip Eston and Brad Sherwood, who were very colorful and vibrant. But I will say in my adult years, I have come to enjoy very much so, Greg Proops.
It's very funny.
Hilarious. And no surprise to you, the major slept on Jeff Davis.
He just wasn't in a lot.
He just wasn't in that many, man, and they should have put him in more. Jeff Davis was hilarious.
I don't know how Jeff Davis is the most elusive man in comedy.
Like where he's never
I like to think they accidentally keep calling the other Jeff Davises.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, is it you? No. Fuck. Finally, it's another.
Why does your name have to be so?
It's Jeff. They meet Jeff A. Davis, the comedian. They're like, fuck, it's not the same guy. It's not the writer. It's not him.
But also shout outs to all the other, the recurring people. Chip Eston, who's like now an actual like actor and singer.
He's been like nominated for awards and shit. Yeah.
Brad Sherwood, who's still very active in improv, tours regularly with Colin. They do whole shows and stuff like that. Kathy Greenwood, mad fucking funny. I wonder what she's up to. I haven't seen her in a minute. And also just shout outs to like the other improv shows. Shout outs to Improvaganza. Shout outs to the New Who's Line for keeping it alive. Yeah. It's important.
Very true.
So shout outs to improv. Shout outs to comedy. And now before we end this podcast,
we love schlamedy.
I'd like to just review something super quick.
Momedy.
I'm actually going to keep this super brief.
Bomedy.
Shut the fuck up and let me talk. Yeah. So like I had mentioned on a couple of the first episodes of the year, have been sticking true to my watching movies resolution. And you're probably going to get a couple of quick reviews like this over the course of 2024.
I feel like I should also watch movies as well.
But this movie in particular is really good. I got recommended the movie once a while back. I actually forget who recommended it to me, but I was like, yeah, I'll check it out, and then never did. And then I watched Cinefix's top 10 movies of the year list.
Oh, can we watch that?
We're absolutely gonna watch it. It's literally my video of the year. Like I get ready for when it comes out. And this one was like number 6 or number 5, and they did a really interesting thing where they wanted to shout out a movie that came out on July 21st. Or it might have been June 21st. But either way, that was the big day in theaters where movies were rejuvenated because Barbie and Oppenheimer both came out. So they were like, what movie's going to take it? And interestingly, they gave it to a movie that came out on that day, but on streaming services called They Cloned Tyrone with Jamie Foxx.
I've heard this.
This movie is a 10 out of fucking 10. The dialogue is absolutely hilarious. The cast, although pretty much like contained to the 3 main cast members, although there's like a couple other ringers in there too, fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, first of all, it's Jamie Foxx, Tiana Paris, and John Boyega. Incredible cast. Fire. The story is actually like gripping. Like you actually kind of get into it and you want to know more like what's happening. I mentioned the dialogue already. It's hilarious, but it's also hilarious in like a real way. Like you can actually kind of hear these characters talking to each other in this way. Okay. And that always heightens it a lot. And then last but not least, I actually heard this is a directorial debut for the person who directed it. I'll put their name up here. Fan-fucking-tastic job. The cinematography is really cool. It really gives like the movie its own kind of like flavor.
Oh, nice.
Like you watch this movie and you're like, that's They Cloned Tyrone. Kind of in the same way you can watch a movie like Fight Club just by the color palette and stuff like that. So I really, really like how they made choices in that direction. I wouldn't say the movie has like a twist, but like this, I guess more so the path the movie takes in the middle towards the end is really great. It's a really cool spin. And then like the movie's just full of like a lot of talented people that are super slept on as well. So I just think the movie's incredibly well written. It's one of those like ideas that's perfectly executed. Like you could tell the person who like had the idea was like, no, I'm going to get this person to do this and this person to do that to make it look like this. And it's just like I've perfectly executed is the words I would use. It's just well polished, fucking hilarious and interesting and like introspective. It actually kind of makes
like
you think about like not yes, but not in the like,
not like, oh, I'm deep, I'm gonna do ayahuasca kind of way.
But you're the movie will quickly make a jut from like haha to whoa, I didn't think of it from that perspective. So for that reason, your boy is giving They Cloned Tyrone a fat 10 out of 10.
Oh, damn.
Go ahead and watch it.
That's high praise.
It's hilarious.
That's high
praise.
It's a
great time. It's an action comedy,
that's
blaxploitation, sci-fi
Yeah.
film. It's fantastic. So go check it out. And that being said, it's time for Jam Yam Slam of the Week.
Oh,
they're not even here. I don't have to say.
Just stick to the big guns.
I could just break the mic.
Stick to the important people.
Listen, I had like 20.
Me too. I have so much music.
Like real quick, you can see at home where my thumb is. That was the last jam of the week, and that's all the music I listened to. So I looked over it before the show, and I really like tried to come down to the songs that I had repeating the most. And it's actually going to go to a Boa song, a song I sent you.
Yeah, I remember this.
That song is called Twilight because that woman's vocals on that song. woof, they peel my skin back in like the
Nice.
best way possible. So shout outs to Twilight by Boa, a bit of an older song, but recently discovered it and I love it.
Nice. I'm going to pick a song that peels your skin off in a worse way. No, not really. I found this song from it was like a meme compilation or something like that, and I checked it out. And most of this guy's songs are like very like memey for sure.
Okay.
They're like kind of joke songs, but this one's not. It's Nicotine by Can of Bliss. It gives off like it's a hyperpop artist, but it gives off like Breathe Carolina vibes, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
That was a sick burp.
I'm sorry. I was trying my best to keep it contained. I haven't eaten yet.
Yeah, so I mean, this song is absolutely like, I don't know. Not I don't want to say impressive, but I'm like, when I first heard the song, I was like, what the fuck is this? Why am I listening to this? Repeat.
Fire.
Yeah.
I did listen to your Yam from last week. It was a fire beat, like you said it was. But yeah.
We love a good vocal sample.
Shout outs to the Jam and the Yam. It's been a while since there's just been the Jam and the Yam. It's kind of nice. Fuck these guys. Hopefully they'll be back for next week's episode though.
No, fuck them.
Thanks for watching the Joystick Show. That was a really fun one for us.
It was relaxed.
It was cool to just be able to talk about that finally and get it out, you know. It'd be helpful if you guys could like this episode of the Joystick Show. You could subscribe. You could click that bell.
Do whatever you want.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
But hey, you should really.
But you should watch, and you should watch the next one at least, at the very least, because that's helpful for us. I've been Bobby.
I am still Dylan. I've not changed.
Hi did I thought he was gonna.
What? You thought I was gonna?
I thought you were gonna.